The name Dale Hart is a name that I want you to remember, and I want to tell you why. Okay? Dale Hart is a 29-year-old white man who has recently been let off for a crime that he committed. Now, he's a white man. Basically, what happened was a 15-year-old black boy who didn't speak English was running for the bus, and he was with his mum and his sisters. And essentially what happened was he must have, when he was running for the bus, he must have accidentally knocked brushed past Dale Hart's baby's pram. Accidentally knocked it. This is when all the madness started. He called him a black cunt, all this kind of stuff, tried to fight him. I wonder why he got so mad over an accident happening. You know, like he brushed past it. He didn't do it on purpose. He was running for the bus. If this is what we are supposed to believe is actually the truth, you know, he was running for the bus and he accidentally brushed past it as if it did indeed happen. And Dale basically went absolutely mad, like pushed him a few times, like punched him, like they said that the boy, because he's not been named, they said that he had like a few bruises, but he wasn't really badly injured. The boy's mum and sisters got involved, and Dale tried to push them away. And what happened was Dale punched the mum, and so when this incident was over, she ended up collapsing. When it was on the bus, she ended up collapsing, and she could have died, literally. To make it worse is the simple fact that the judge has come out and said, he believes that it was in the heat of the moment this attack happened. So he's basically said, no, it's not a racially motivated attack, even though we know it is. You don't just go around calling someone a black cunt if you don't mean that, you know? It's blatantly to do with racism, and I don't understand how on earth this judge could have let this dangerous man go. And another thing that bothers me is the media coverage of it. Of course, they're going to show him with his white partner and him smiling in these photos with his daughter. You don't think that's quite disturbing that they're showing him like that, even though this man is an aggressor? But yet they're painting him to look like he is actually the victim. You know, oh, look, he's all smiles. I mean, how dare he commit a crime like this? I mean, does he look like the sort who would do such a thing? Absolutely beyond tired of white people getting away with crimes here in the UK, especially crimes that are racially motivated. I mean, what on earth is the point of even saying an incident has happened, people getting injured, people being racially abused, racially assaulted, and yet the judge has said, oh no, no, race has nothing to do with it, and he's not going to go to jail because it was in the heat of the moment. Heat of the moment? Why on earth did he get so angry in the first place? That doesn't even make no sense. It was an accident. Why would you try to beat up a 15-year-old who doesn't even speak the language? You punched him, all this kind of stuff, and told him to speak English, you black cunt, and yet the fucking judge thinks that that's not problematic? I just think we really need to look at how hate crimes have risen once again in this country, and nobody seems to be wanting to admit this simple fact. And it's not just to do with Brexit, because if you look at the statistics, they were on the rise before Brexit happened, but Brexit has probably just made it escalate even further, you know, because of fear and bullshit, you know? And plus the media is reporting on it more. Before, it wasn't reported on that much because it wasn't seen as much of a priority. But now, because of Brexit, more racist incidents like this is going to happen. Like, I'm just gonna end this video here because it's really irritated me. This boy's mother could have died. Seriously, she had like swelling in her brain and everything, and a bleed on her brain because this guy punched her that hard, and she collapsed on the fucking bus. She was in hospital for what, I believe 3 weeks. I'm just going to leave this message here to let black people know that we need to come together more as one. We need to be looking out for one another, because next time we're going to hear about an incident like this, and it's going to be one of us attending like a funeral. Like, seriously. You see the same thing that I said about Steve and Lawrence? It's like a similar thing here, you know? So, like, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Be mindful. Watch out when you ever see an incident. Like, I know people will say don't get your camera out, but sometimes you actually need to get your camera out, because sometimes that is the only time you will have evidence, just in case the police comes along and they be asking you what's happened. Yeah, I've got all the evidence right here on my phone. Sometimes you need it, you know. But however, other than that, if you can get involved to like sort a situation out, then that's probably best. All right, so be gone.